Well, hey there, friends. Myra Golden here. Thank you so much for coming back for our weekly session on how to get better with challenging customers. If you are here for the first time, you don't know who I am. I am Myra Golden, and I help customer service professionals deal with difficult customers and redirect interactions. I'm glad you're here, those for the first time and my regular consistent friends. If you are here for the first time, I want you to say hello to me in the comments. Go to the comments and say hi. I am going into a workshop in just a few minutes, a digital workshop, which is how I have been spending my days lately, a workshop from home. And I thought I'm going to challenge myself to come to you with a teaching moment before I go into the workshop. So I don't have any visuals. I have everything set up for my client. I'm just going to go off of notes I have right here on my phone. One thing you all have been asking for on most every topic that I share when I talk about here's how you say no, here's how you get an angry customer to back down. People comment and say, well, that works when you have a solution for the customer, when you can ultimately help them. But what do you do when you can't? Like, I don't have an answer, or I don't have the answer that you want. Fair point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. So what do you do when I don't have an answer? I haven't given the video a title yet, but basically I have to control the interaction. We have to move this conversation to closure, but I'm not able to give you what you want. And when you can't give them what they want, that's when the calls go longer because they're pushing, they're hoping, there's more questions. So a few tips for you here. Always give a reason for the no. So if you have to deny a request, you have to say no. Always give a reason. For example, one of my clients is in the furniture industry, or actually they serve the furniture industry. They offer a protection plan. So when you go buy new furniture, maybe you are upsold a protection plan. And the plan is usually really good, but it doesn't cover everything. So my client has to say no a lot. And so I directed them to always give a no. So if the customer has tried to open a claim, they've sent pictures of the damage, you've looked at the contract, and that issue is not covered, you have to give a firm no. They're not happy because they're paying a lot of money for the plan, and they hoped, or maybe they were even told, that it would cover everything. So how do you say no? Giving a reason. I told my client to say something like this. Start off with the positive. You have an excellent protection plan here. It covers A, B, C, and D. It does not cover E. Okay, so you're explaining what it does cover. And if you say it covers this, this, and this, and I mean you explain it, what those things are, but it does not cover E. And it does not cover E because that is considered normal wear and tear. When you can tell a customer why you have to say no, they're more likely to accept it. They're not going to love it, but you want to give them a reason. So that is my first tip. When you have to say no, always give a reason, and not just a reason, the specific reason. My second tip is I want you to apologize. And it doesn't matter who's at fault. If the customer failed to read the fine print, they misuse the product, it's a third party, apologize. There's research that has shown that when doctors and hospitals apologize for a mistake, and mistakes in the medical industry can be really bad to the point of being fatal or life-altering. But the research has shown when doctors are transparent, they own their mistake, okay, their error, and they apologize, patients, or in the case when the patients, died, the families are more likely to accept that apology and not sue, or when they sue, to settle for a lesser amount. So an apology, a transparent, genuine apology, can reduce the money for a lawsuit. Well, if you're not in the medical field and it's not life or death, imagine what an apology will do for you. That same research found that it's anger, not greed, that drives families to sue after an error with a doctor. When we will apologize for the customer, and it doesn't mean we're going to go and give them what they want. I'm sorry that we're not able to open a claim for you. And you sound genuine, the customer is more likely to accept your word. I know that that sounds like fluff. I can just imagine how that sounds to you, but I have spent a lot of time in the research. Simply saying the words, I'm sorry, or we are sorry. We know this is not what you want to hear. Try apologizing in a very sincere tone and let me know how that works for you. It tends to work for my clients. Acknowledge how hard it is my next tip. That can be with the apology, or it can be separate. And it can come before or after. So these are not tips that have to go in order, but I want you to do every one of them. So acknowledge how hard it is. So let's go back to that furniture warranty example. All right, so I'm not able to cover this because it is considered wear and tear, and I'm sorry for any misunderstanding that you thought that would cover it. And then the acknowledging how hard it is, I know that it's frustrating. You really thought that you would be able to get this covered and covered immediately. That's frustrating to hear, and I get that. So it's empathy is another way to look at it. In fact, let's just call it empathy. I'm not going to take the time to edit this video and redo it. We'll call it empathy, but what you're doing is acknowledging how hard it is. And then that, you know what, and I have empathy. Empathy is my next tip. So maybe I was doing this so fast. Really, that's the same thing. If you acknowledge how hard it is, you are showing empathy. So we're going to put that together as one. And then do it all with confidence is the last thing that I have here. The more confident you sound when you say no, when you issue a denial, when you tell the customer what you can't do, the more confident you sound, the more likely they are to accept your word is fine. I was just looking over at my clock because I don't want to be late for the workshop. So my reminder is going to come on in just a minute. So sound confident. You sound confident by speaking from the diaphragm. You sound confident by using as few words as possible. I always direct my clients to say what you need to say in one sentence. You say it assertively. You use statements rather than questions, and you say it as if you expect that to be accepted. All right. So as a recap, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, you're going to give the reason why, explain the reason for the no. You will apologize because research shows an apology can keep people from suing in the medical industry. Just imagine what it will do for us. I said acknowledge how hard it is. We'll combine that with empathy. And you do this in the most confident way. Like, I expect you to accept my word as final. Try these tips. I really believe that they will help you feel more confident and come across as more confident. Oh, I'm glad I was able to do this before my reminder went off to let me know to get in the workshop. So glad that you are here. If you like what you heard today, make sure to like this video. That always helps me out a lot, or really it just makes me feel good too. And subscribe to this channel so that you will be the first to be notified when I release a new training video. Don't forget, again, if it's your first time here, say hello. Always, I love your ideas in the comments for what you want me to teach on. I get my ideas directly from you. So please do that. And I shall see you all next week. Bye-bye.